Hi, I'm Rebecca, I'm the Psych Coach, and today I'm going to be talking to you about the dating topic of are they into me? If you're attracted to someone, chances are you've probably spent a fair bit of time thinking, I wonder if they like me back too. And the reality is the more you like someone, the more vulnerable you are to being hurt if they don't like you. And that can make you engage in an endless cycle of trying to work out how into you they actually are. It can be really painful if you're not getting the behaviours that you want. In this video, I'm going to give you 5 things to look out for and suggestions on how to manage those if you're in a position where you're trying to work out what someone feels towards you. So, thing to look out for, number 1, is if they aren't texting you or messaging you back. Some people aren't natural texters, some people aren't naturally, good speaking on the phone, and they don't like that. So we have to accept that that's how some people are. But if you are doing multiple texts without a response, if you're the one that's always initiating phone calls, if you're the one that's always initiating text conversations, it's important to recognise that that isn't particularly healthy. Sure, you could be talking to someone who isn't into constant engagement, but you could also be dealing with someone who's not prioritising you. If you feel like you're constantly putting the effort in and not getting much in return, then you need to pull back a little bit because it's not fair on you. And ultimately, the message you're getting back from that other person is you're not a priority. And ultimately, you want to be in the dating game to ensure that you are someone's priority, or at the very least, you're high up on their list of people they want to contact back. Thing to look out for, number 2, is cancelling. Sure, emergencies happen. Sometimes people need to cancel dates. Sometimes people need to cancel phone calls. 1 off is fine. 2 off, okay, it's not ideal, but maybe. Someone's cancelled for a 3rd time, or they're in the pattern of constantly cancelling, then that's not a good sign. That would suggest they're not into you, or at the very least, if they are into you, they're certainly not into you in a way that is satisfying enough. Last minute cancelling especially suggests your needs don't count. So if you are on the receiving end of someone who is cancelling repeatedly, you need to really think about whether you want to invest more time in that person. Tip number 3 is a lack of consideration. A lack of consideration for your needs. That's what you need to be looking out for. When the person arranges a date, do they actually arrange a date or do they leave it all to you? If it comes to meeting up, do they consider your needs about where you're going to meet up? Maybe it was a birthday recently, Valentine's Day, a special occasion where you were hoping for something more than you were given. If you feel that the person isn't putting in enough effort, irrespective of whether other people think you're asking for too much or too little, the point is you're feeling disappointed. Your needs aren't being met. And if they're not being met, you need to question whether this is something you want to pursue. You don't want to constantly be dealing with someone who you feel is giving you a lack of effort. It's not good for you. It's not good for your self-worth. So really question how involved you want to get in this person. Thing to look out for, number 4, is spending time mind reading. If you spend a lot of time mind reading because the person you are dating isn't being open about how they feel or what they're looking for or their keenness about when they see you next, that's really disconcerting. It will probably lead to you doing a huge amount of mind reading, reading over messages where you're trying to work out what they really mean, trying to recount conversations where you're trying to ascertain how committed they were to you. If you are mind reading, it will take up a lot of time, and the best thing you can do is be direct and ask them. That may feel like a challenge, but it's far better than you spending a lot of time trying to second guess what they're looking for. If you are mind reading a lot, it is a bit of a warning sign that you're potentially dealing with someone who isn't being as communicative as you would like. So gently try and ask the questions you want answered to save yourself angst and psychological distress by trying to second guess, because the reality is we can't mind read. The thing to look out for, number 5, is them not giving you the commitment you're looking for. If you're looking for a relationship and someone says, I just want to casually see you for the next few months. If you're looking for someone to go on dates with and all they want to do is stay at home watching films. If you're looking for someone who wants to settle down eventually and have children, but they're talking about travelling the world in the next year, then perhaps they aren't for you. You've got to find someone who is prepared to give you the commitment you're looking for. If you're trying to work out if someone's into you or not, and they're not being open about what their needs are in a relationship and what they're actually looking for, then you need to ask. And if there is a discrepancy between what you're looking for from a commitment perspective and what they're prepared to give, or indeed what they are giving you, then you again need to think about whether this is something you want to continually pursue. If you're not on the receiving end of behaviour you would like, whether that's the amount of consideration or commitment that you're looking for, it could be highly beneficial for you to pull back. Pulling back is painful and it may be something you don't want to do, but there's every chance if you pull back that maybe that person will step forward. And if they don't step forward, that too is really valuable, albeit painful, because it means you will spend a lot less time chasing someone that was never right for you in the first place. If you've enjoyed today's tips, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and I will give you plenty more tips on how you can use psychology in your day-to-day life.